Hey guys, welcome to our Wednesday, Thursday video for week 2 of July curriculum. Before we get going, I want you to get yourself warmed up. Jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, pivot front ups, 10 on each side, and then finish with 30 seconds mountain climbers. Get warmed up and we'll get going. Ready, set, go. Alrighty, so today we are going to introduce the wrist grab escape. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody here with me right now to actually hold on to me to demonstrate, but I hopefully I can convey this well to you guys and give you a good idea of how this is going to work. Okay, so wrist grab is somebody grabbing you by the wrist. Okay, it doesn't matter if they're grabbing with just one hand or if they're grabbing you with two hands. And there's also, when it comes to an escape like this, I like to say there's a volume knob, right? A low volume would be maybe you're just playing at the playground with friends and your friend is pulling you saying, come on, let's go climb the slide, and you don't want to, but they're not letting it go, and so you just need to get their hand off of you, right? You don't need to hurt them, you're not in danger. But then turn the volume up to where you are in danger and it's a stranger grabbing you by the arm and saying, hey, you're coming with me, I'm putting you in my van and we're going. You better be quiet. Right? That's high volume, that's major danger, and that's when you do need to hurt them. It's go time, right? So they're grabbing you by the wrist. You're not going to be able to just escape that by swinging your arm around. You got to kick them, stomp them on their foot, shove your thumb in the eye, and then go for that wrist grab escape and run away. Okay? So keep that volume knob in mind with what I'm showing you today. Okay? So the wrist grab escape, just the little escape part, right? Once you've distracted them when you're in danger, meaning that, that rising front kick to the groin, eye gouge to the eye. But when you go for the actual escape, they're holding on to your arm. All you're going to do, point your finger and draw a circle with your finger, right? And what that does is as their hand is on you and you circle around, their fingers can only bend so far one way. Even if you go the other way, their own hand can only turn so far in one direction before the fingers open up. Now, if it's just your friend at school, it's probably not going to take a lot of strength. You can circle your arm and say, no, I don't want to go. Let go of me, right? Or, maybe even it's a bully at school. They grab onto you and say, hey, come on. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make you do something, but they're not necessarily like trying to hurt you or kidnap you or anything like that, and you can still do this escape, right? Because they're not going to be expecting it. Okay, but the important thing is when someone's grabbing you by the wrist and you're trying to get away, if you just pull back, there's no part of that pulling motion that's going to make them lose their grip. Okay, our instinct is someone's pulling on me, I'm going to pull back, right? But we don't want to get into a tug of war with someone who is stronger than us that we're not going to be able to win against. So the idea is instead of pulling away and giving the opposite reaction to their motion, what we're going to do is move sideways, okay? So if they're standing right here pulling on me, instead of trying to move backwards from them, they're bigger and stronger than me, it's just not going to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to point and circle my arm, but as I point and circle, I'm going to move off to their side. Okay? The idea is if they're pulling one way, they're expecting you to just pull back and then they're dragging you along, right? They're not expecting you to move off to the side and get the heck out of there, right? So it's a point and circle like this. Doesn't have to be super big, but pointing the finger does help you. It helps your mind imagine the circle because you need to go all the way around their arm. Some kids kind of go right and do a weird just kind of jerky sideways motion, but you really got to go all the way around. Think getting that finger all the way around and under their arm again, all the way around and under their arm, and at the same time moving to the side, moving off to the side of them, not just standing there in one place. Because if they're real strong, you're not going to be able to get it. Okay? So in that dangerous situation, there's a distraction first. Kick them in the groin, go for that eye spear, kick them again, stomp on their foot, and then circle and get out of there and run away, okay? So if you have someone there with you that you can practice with, that they can grab your arm, just grab the wrist, okay? For today, I want you to just practice the circle, getting your circle all the way around their arm, all the way around, not just up to the top and down, but around, all the way around. It doesn't matter which way you go, but you need to point and go all the way around, okay? Point that finger all the way around where you want to go, and then side movement to the side as you do the circle, right? Don't just stand there. Don't circle and back up, okay? Because then you're getting into a tug of war. That sideways motion also helps your circle to come all the way around, okay? So circle and side motion, circle and side motion. That's a part of the wrist grab escape that I would like you to practice today. All right, so next up, practicing some inside blocks, okay? In class, we're going to be partnering up with other students to practice the punching and the blocking, okay? And so maybe you and your partner did this last week, your person who helps you, but remember, you've got to keep your hands up in good ready position. And now we're still not going full speed, right? But I want the puncher to really kind of mix it up. Don't get into a rhythm of 1, 2, 1, 2, because then the block starts getting predictable and they start doing this, right? So I really want you to think about, as the puncher, you're keeping your hands up as well. Punch towards the chin, punch towards the chin, punch towards the chin, right? And now we're not trying to trick them, okay? We want successful inside blocking, right? So we're still only going about 50 to 70% speed, depending on the student, okay? So 50 to 70% speed, not, right? We're not trying to actually hit them. We want them to be able to block successfully. You can even give them a little hint. This hand's coming, so that they can learn to anticipate. As with any block, you are meeting the strike, okay? So as that punch is coming out, your arm hits their arm, right? If you're right here and your hands are too close and you may get hit, okay? So hands are away from the face. They've got to go between your hands to try and land that punch. And so all you need to do is snap that forearm across their arm as they come into the chin. So spend some time practicing those inside blocks. Ready, set, go. All right, so next thing we're going to go over a little bit is that 1, 2, 3, 4 drill. Some of you guys might remember this from months past, or if you just recently got started with us, they showed it to you in the front office there in your introductory lesson. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 drill starts with you in your right side back ready stance. Okay, I pretend I'm in the mirror, so you've got your right side back. Okay, and number 1 is a front kick, boom, with the front leg. Number 1. Number 2 is a palm strike with your forward hand. Number 2. So we've got 1, 2, again 1 and 2. Number 3 is reverse palm, pushing off that back leg using your back hand is a reverse palm. So this is number 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Number 4, you guessed it, it's that pivot front kick at the back leg. Snap it out. Both of these kicks have those 4 parts: chamber kick, retract, back to balance. Okay. So number 4. Right? So it goes front, front, rear, rear, kick, palm, palm, kick. Okay, so we've got 1 with the front leg, 2 with the front hand, 3 with the back hand, and 4 with the back leg. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so here's a fun drill I want you to do. Have somebody with you who can call out numbers 1 through 4. If they say 3, you go 3. If they say 1, 1. I I want you saying the number with the strike, okay? And when they call it out, 4, 4, right? Staying in your ready stand, keeping your hands up, being ready, 2, 2, right? So think about it. And once you get really good at those numbers, then start calling out 2 numbers at a time, like 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, right? Calling out those numbers, mixing it up, challenging yourself a little bit. Have a helper with that to call out the numbers for you, and make sure you are saying the numbers as you're doing the kicks and strikes, and have some fun with that 1, 2, 3, 4 drill. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so on determination today, we're talking about number 4 and number 5 on our sheet. Number 4 is not complaining when things don't go my way. In the month of June, we did not complaining if I don't get my way. Same thing. Sometimes when we are trying to achieve a goal that we've set, we don't get it the first try. We don't get it the 5th try, and then we start complaining like, why aren't I getting this? Why this just isn't working? And then instead of learning from our mistakes and not repeating them, we just start whining and complaining that we're not getting the goal that we want, okay? But instead of complaining for not succeeding yet, we need to look back and see maybe what mistakes we might have made, and then learn from those, and then we keep trying and trying until we can succeed, okay? So not complaining when things don't go my way also is another way to practice determination. And then we've got number 5, following through with my commitment. You guys might remember this one again from perseverance. Commitment is when you say you're going to do something. Maybe it's a promise, or maybe it's just a yeah, I'll do that, right? But that means keeping your word, right? When you say you're going to do something, whether you officially make a promise or not, you say you're going to do something, you do it. When you say you're going to be somewhere, you show up. Now, sometimes as kids, your friend might be like, yeah, I'm having this birthday party, or I'm going to have a sleepover, and you say, oh yeah, I'll totally be there, without asking your parents first, right? As a kid, you are subject to your parents' permission, right? So when it comes to saying you're going to do something or be somewhere, make sure you also run it by your parents if you're talking to somebody else, okay? When your parents are counting on you to get something done, make sure you do it. Keep your word. Be a young man or young woman of your word. That means people can trust you and count on you. And as you get older, people will trust you with more and more responsibilities. They'll want to hire you to work for them, and that'll make you a good, responsible adult, as long as you work on keeping your commitments, following through with your commitments. All right, we'll see you next time.